When I get to think about the mystic plane, our lovely 5D mystics, and alchemy, it is a very fun place for us to be. So I noticed that 4D actually is going to stick around with 4D. So they did not choose to go to the truth of the matter of alchemy, which is going to be basically when you get to handle your emotional plane from your inner child place. And so you cannot achieve that lovely Christ consciousness if you, wait a minute, there you go, if you don't actually have the capacity to welcome yourself home. So reparenting is important. Otherwise, you're going to be in the codependent type relationships we talked about. But also if you're choosing spiritual bypass, so the ones on Elsa's journey, there's a bunch of Elsa journey people. And I'm trying to figure out what's the best way to help those of you who want to come on over here to figure out it's not about proof, because you don't have proof when it comes to the mystic plane. But attachment trauma information is what I do have. And thank goodness we have researchers that are sharing their data points, but we have 3D, 4D who keep on talking to you about how they don't believe in the kindness or goodness of humanity. And then you got them talking to you about gender stereotypes. And then you got videos that go viral that are consistently on gender stereotypes. And as an online marketer and entrepreneur, I also know how sales pitches works. So on that note, the mysticism component for me is important for those who are mystics too, because one, it's always fun when you're a 5D mystic. Your oversoul expands. There's no tragedy. There's no twin flame, saga, or drama, but I'm an empowered human being woman, and that's because I got an inner child that can use the left and the right mode of my brain equally. Okay, so the attachment system of mine is a whole 0-1-year-old. When we meet men, I've noticed that men never really found themselves, because if you cannot externalize your inner child with me, you're not a man in my book. If you don't know how to love yourself first, you're not a woman in my book. If any human being tells me I'm not going to be myself, you're not a person yet. I already know what I can tell you, but I won't, because I would be rude. What I can tell you is to be yourself first is what anybody who reclaims their inner child will learn, that that's how they got back home to themselves in 2024. I didn't lose myself. My name's Maria. I'm a whole 3-year-old heart. And if you don't like me the way I am, well, I'm not going to be crying too much over you, because I love who I am just the way I am, flawed and imperfect. That's something that we do know about, because we will be beyond the solo self. So the people who don't look beyond the solo self, they will say being myself means that I am perfect. I'm going to say being myself means that I'm okay with being imperfect, but I'm not defective. Those are two different equations. So you're not going to dump me and me feel that I'm put in a trash can. You're going to dump me because you're going to break up with me as a teenager. But I'm not going to lose my life over it, because I'm not needing to attach to you in order to feel secure in life, so that I can feel happy to be me. Okay, so an empowered woman does not seek to attach to a man, and an empowered man does not seek to attach to a woman. This is because our 0-1-year-old will be seen by the grown-up. So that means you use your prefrontal cortex. So that means that I and you share joy, because we enjoy each other. And so enjoying each other means something very specific. It means that we build a snowman, a snow woman, a snow day, and we're not having any kind of expectation that is, you have to be different than who you are, or I have to be different than who I am. Knowing that you are worthy to be you is you knowing how to be in the present. That means, okay, there's light coming out. Well, anyways, being present, that means using your prefrontal cortex. So finding clarity in the moment. That's when you notice the emotions coming up. I'm going to think thoughts, and I'm going to speak to myself kindly, or at the very least, equanimously. That's the inner growth mindset, okay? So becoming aware of how you speak to yourself is very important. Being present means you being able to notice that you have emotions coming up and to put them to the side. The reason Sadhguru shares don't think of the inner child, the psyche, is because he is not knowledgeable about those topics. He's a guru. He's not a person of the academia world, but he does speak with sciences, neuroscientific people. And in fact, every time he does, I haven't seen all of it, but it's unfortunate that he doesn't know a little bit of attachment trauma information, because it would help him make a case for yoga, because yoga is a ventrovagal portfolio of toning exercises. Mindfulness, the 3 pillars of the mind. It supports your integration of the brain like mine. Focus, attention, awareness. And the third one is kind intention. But see, I agree with my lovely teacher, Sue Martin, who shares the land of equanimity, neutrality. And that's one part of the advanced place of the inner growth mindset, but also because I'm a human like anybody else. And what that means with my common sense brain is if I'm pissed, I'm not going to want to be kind in that moment. But I also know what it means to do personal development because I want to, because every day I wake up with my brain in my thoughts and in my body. So I learn how to work with emotions because duh, why wouldn't I? It's right here. Okay, it's right here. Divine masculine, divine feminine. That's why we don't have a saga with twin flames. So we're always worthy. You can do whatever you want. Lie, dump. Again, your biological rudeness. You're not going to change anyone who's, especially a mystic, by the way. Now, the mystic thing, it's not superpowers, but it is a beautiful relationship. And when I have my downloads with my twin flames, my soulmates, it's why for polyamory, for me, it is embodied, because there's no way that any of these lovely people that are special bonds are going to not be that. There are those bonds of soulmates that are friends, and there are those bonds that are not just friends. And this is one thing, a person who's good with being themselves, why would I not share that? Even without the word polyamory, I already knew how to say, I have people in my life. You're not the only one. Very straightforward. This is called, I know that you're worthy, I'm worthy, and I am going to tell you everything that is important for you to note, and then we're going to have clear communication. That's it. Okay, so that's what empowerment is. Women and men and theys don't have shame when they're empowered. It's called, why would I be ashamed of myself? But it's called that I don't feel shame here. And so here's personal development for people who don't do it. I don't want to. They just keep doing that. And they sound like teenagers to people like me. Which is why we got Venuses of Goddesses of May and other people who are popular just being all over that. Because it's like teenage land. Drama queens, drama kings, they never end. As long as you're a Pinocchio with ears and a Cusco, you're going to be exaggerating things. While those of us who are empowered with our adult emotional plane, which is what a restorative embodiment is, we get to enjoy, which, by the way, come on over if you want 5D relationships and, you're ready to do inner growth and take your emotions seriously. As the ones who need good therapy, they need to reparent themselves. When they do, if they take themselves seriously, we are going to find them enjoying life. So what we talk about here, it's a common courtesy, decency. It's actually called where we can understand ego self, and it's because I'm attachment trauma informed that I can give you the in-depth version of how inner growth mindset works, and that your mind is everything. Because if you're really suffering that much from your body, then I'm going to say we want a good therapist, because this is going to tell me that you have a lot of things to unpack, and unpacking is not scary once you understand the psych education. But to understand it, you need to believe in it, which is where the 3D and 4D are at. They don't believe in it. So 4D's on Elsa's journey. They're doing fear-mongering prophecies and whatever that, I don't even know. I didn't think they would stay there, okay? I cannot even fathom that they're still there. The truth for 3D is that they just don't want to accept the new alchemy, the new chemistry. They're not okay with polyamory. They're not okay with any of the theys, the pronouns. It is what it is. We can only work with the people who are able to use that integrated brain. They're the securely attached people, and they also know how to talk, not only with kindness, but also neutrality, to be direct. You're worthy just the way you are, so am I. We all know common courtesy. It isn't silencing each other. It's talking about all those different topics, emotionally, passionately. In fact, those are the most amazing relationships. When men and women who are intellectually and emotionally mature get together, they have a joyride. Divine masculines and divine feminines, we complement each other. And not a little bit, a lot. The most amazing relationships are the ones that are with people who are in their infinite higher human conscious potential experiences for empowered women, men, and theys. So join us and share love.